Wandering One, how can I help you?
Allow this heart to beat again.
When you enter the laboratory, the fairy, upon seeing Lucane's bones, the fairy is apparently attempting to lead you somewhere. You collect Lucane's bones and follow her. As you enter, a kindly voice you nervously
Allow this heart to beat, quench their thirst, lead the wandering, reverse and away.
The prayer reaches the goddess. Lucane, shocked to find himself. The resurrected magician has returned to the old tower in town. You decide to see him to ask more details. The magician Lucane is waiting for you. It seems that dying had an adverse effect on his short-term memory. Lucane is researching magic called Lucane introduces his fairy friend to you. Her name is Tiki. He thanks you again for saving him and allowing him to enjoy life's... Lucane says he'd be happy to sell you these items at a fraction of the normal price and asks, what will you? The magician Wallace was an old friend of... He sealed that group. He was also the king's trusted advisor. And before you realize it, Tiki, she will accompany you on your adventures.
Oh, how can I help? Which one?
A letter from the castle has come to you via the guild. It's...
You're back.
You assume that the letter was sent by the Prime Minister. Perhaps he has another request for you. Count Dean is waiting for you at the... After your previous encounter, you can... The guards have drawn their swords and are blocked. He says that he wants you to scout Bilberon Fort. Originally built to defend against the Orc army, it is a very dangerous mission. Per Count Dean's request, you agreed to infiltrate and surveil the subterranean fortress at the country's border. The Orc army presently controls Bilberon, the underground fortress built into the canyon. The king's army has been mounting a fierce offensive to try and reclaim the fortress. You step into the enemy kitchen. A corpulent chef grabs a goblin instead of meat. The cook, sensing your presence, stares. Eventually, the chef returns to her meat cutting.
Be careful!
The pathway, blocked with a stone wall, doesn't look like it would give way unless you bombed it.
Whoa!
At the bottom of the stairs is an area connected to the sewers. This seems your most likely escape route.
What?
After defeating the Minotaur, you move through the sewer's filth. The reconnaissance mission went well. You gathered intel and slipped back across enemy lines. Among the treasures you claimed, You succeeded in acquiring intel on the underground fortress. This job will be completed once you report to Count Dean.
Wandering One, how can I help you? May they rest in peace. May they rest in peace. May they rest in peace.
As you leave the temple, a ragged old man, his raspy voice makes it you can give him a coin if you feel pity. He doesn't even acknowledge that you probably won't be able to.
Welcome to my shop. What would you like? Which one do you want?
Wandering one, how can I help you?
As you leave the temple, a ragged, his raspy voice makes it. You can give him a coin if you.
All right.
You report everything you learned to Count Dean. Unfortunately, naturally, he demands the great sword, but at least he's in a good mood now. It seems that he thinks much more highly of you now. Once the king went missing, the Prime Bulgar is an aggressive nation to the north. Count Dean claims that McNeil has... That's why Dean hired Tommet to steal the scepter. Suddenly, the Prime Minister and the Princess appear. The Prime Minister warns you not to involve yourself any further. Since you completed the job at the castle, you return to the Adventurers Guild to tell them what transpired. Roland also happens to be here to report on a job. Roland thinks that he just missed him and asks you to track... You look for Samuel, the guildmaster. He should be somewhere in town.
can I help you?
As you leave the temple, a ragged is you can give him.
Welcome to my shop.
Oh, how can I?
When you tell him that you can't find Samuel, he tells you to check the temple.
Did you find him?
Wandering One, how can I help you?
A giant man in armor finishes his prayer. He tells you that he was praying because he is sent. When you ask to help, Samuel just nods and hands you a request form. It's this. In a remote region, marriageable girls are disappearing. As you leave the temple, a ragged old is raspy. You can give him a. He doesn't even. You probably won't. To solve the mystery of the disappearances, you head to the catacombs, where the villagers fear to tread. In the catacombs, stark white bones are strewn about the ground as far as the eye can see. The sheer number of the deceased is the only indication left of this area's former prosperity.
Outstanding! Oh my! It's my turn. What's
A strange knight stumbles out of the darkness towards you. The knight is muttering to himself. When you move closer, the knight extends his... The path ahead of you is connected to the ruins of the castle colloquially called the Castle of the Dead. In olden times, whenever a girl disappeared, the locals would say she'd been called to the Castle of the Dead.
Yes. Simple.
Because ghosts are incorporeal, they are completely immune to physical attacks. Their weakness is light. Torchlight will drive them off.
Let's see.
They're here.
The kidnapped girls had been turned. They are now vampires, attacking other people. You utter a silent prayer, hoping that you have slain the last vampire, and leave the ruins. In your hands is the bloody... You have unraveled the mystery of the village girls' disappearances. Obtain your reward at the guild.
Wandering one, how can I help you? May they rest in peace.
As you leave the temple, a rag is... You can give him a... You are curious about the bloody scroll. After examining the scroll, it is a report telling her that he had obtained the dragon. You can't deny that the ghost was clad in mail, that the king's death will profoundly affect the kingdom and...
You're back. Stop!
Immediately, you are overwhelmed by guards. This is a common fate for people who hold a royal secret. You are being removed. After a few days, the cell door opens. He unshackles your ankles and explains the situation. As expected, Gustav was working for Bolga. He used a magical... Once Dean got Princess Vivian to safety and confronted the... The princess apologizes for involving you in this. While she was a hostage, this kingdom needs a new ruler immediately. Dean is no saint. However, when Gustav fled, he also... If McNeil gets the orb, it will likely result in... Princess Vivian asks for your help. Gustav's ship chose a pirate route. To get the orb back, you travel to Ghost Ship Cove, a known pirate hideout. The inside of the cave connects to a fissure on the coastline. It seems large enough to contain another ocean. Sailors dread passing through this area. There are myriad tales of ships disappearing here.
It's my turn.
A beautiful voice in the sea calls out to you. You'd heard of Mermaid's legendary curiosity. She asks you many questions. From your conversation, you learn Gustav's ship was indeed attacked by pirates. According to the mermaid, the pirates scattered throughout the islands used this area as a hub for trade amongst themselves. Rumors claim that among their treasures is a magic lamp that can call forth a genie. You've waltzed right into the pirates' den. They're coming to attack you. The pirates have the magic lamp. Your situation will turn quite dire if you don't take it from them. You have summoned forth the genie. Don't let them take the lamp. Has called the genie. Quick, get the lamp out of the pirate's hands. You have summoned forth the genie. Don't let them take the lamp. The magic lamp granted a wish and flew off. You find the orb stolen by the Prime Minister among the treasure the pirates left behind.
See you next time.
You reclaim the stolen royal orb. The orb you retrieved must be returned to the castle.
Wandering one, how can I help you?
Allow this heart to...
May they rest in peace.
As you leave the temple, a ragged orb is raspy. You can give it.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome. What would you like?
The princess and count can't contain their You've won a great deal of favor from the royal family. The succession imbroglio has been dealt with. Once the king is buried and Still, the future king wears a somber expression. He knows the Shinyak Orc tribe is pushing in from the east, and more also, while Hydeland is worse still. The evil enchanters of the Mornion. You are beginning to grasp why the last king of Hydeland risked his life. I need it. Dean. After completing a large task, you return to a normal routine, fulfilling requests on behalf of the Adventurers Guild. Whilst reviewing the outstanding, it is about rune magic. You tell the guildmaster Samuel that you'll accept this job.
You're back.
You entered Lucaine's tower to ask about his request. When you tell him that you have taken on his request, he immediately... Certain Elysian ruins are highly regarded as a sacred area by monks. Unfortunately, monks were dispatched to purify the area. But the golems are controlled with rune magic. So Lucaine requested that someone go in his stead. Do you comprehend how runes work? If you need an explanation, Lucaine says that he would be delighted. Runes are magical letters. Touching runes makes letters sparkle and float. However, runes won't work, and Lucaine hands you a stone. Activate the 2 runes on the statue. Then add the stone's rune to cast the 3. You press forward.
Oh, how can I help you?
You head to the ancient temple ruins at Lucaine's behest. There, you need to animate statues using rune magic. In the Age of the Gods, mankind built a giant tower in a sacred place in an attempt to reach the world of the gods. That arrogance angered the gods, and it is said that the entire city was leveled.
How bothersome.
You meet a female warrior monk who was injured in the battle against the demons. She was sent to purify this area. The holy seal must be placed upon the altar of the temple.
Outstanding. Filthy lucre.
What?
Oh, I can do that. Oh my.
They're here!
How bothersome.
What?
that. Filthy Luca. Outstanding.
Do you still remember Lucane's lecture on rune activation? In order to defeat the golem blocking your path, you need to have a golem of your own. The demons notice the statue coming to life and have come to disrupt your work. Protect your golem so that it does not get destroyed before it reaches the temple. A Maleficent stone tablet has been placed high upon the altar in the center of the temple. When you remove it and replace it with the Holy Seal, the ruins are purified with a blinding light. You decide to take the evil-looking stone tablet. You can feel unspeakable evil emanating from the stone tablet you removed from the altar. Perhaps Lucane should examine it.
Wandering One, how can I help you? May they rest in peace.
As you leave the temple, you can give...
Okay.
You report your success to Lucane. He smiles and tells you to keep the runestone to you. Now you can view research materials about rune magic when you produce the stone tablet you brought back from the temple ruins. He swallows hard. The ancient demon script is difficult for even Lucane to read. Upon further examination, Lucane finds something he can read. The name jogs your memory. You've heard it before.
Oh, how can I help you?
The name of the Demon King, Magino Gusna Idrashin. You're positive you've heard that name somewhere in town. You recall what happened. The princess, you've won the success. Still, the sheep also worse. You are. I need it.
Oh, how can I help you?
Welcome to my shop.
Wandering One, how can I help you?
The old man grows excited when you walk by. He grabs the tablet. When you try to take the tablet back, the old man... You stand there, gobsmacked. We had obtained the crown of Elysia, known as the Dragon's Crown. However, those legends were myths to lionize the Elysian king. However, I decided that I would infuse... To do this, I would go to any lengths. Without the tablet, the crown's power will now vanish. The religion that used me, the old man tells you in closing that he... The magician Wallace, who disappeared, is Lucane's friend. You must tell him of this surprising encounter. You tell Lucane everything that transpired with Wallace. Lucane is listening intently to your story. It was Wallace who killed Lucane. He asked Lucane, those runestones are special runes. Wallace was used to open a gate to the illusionary land. The ancient the shadowy religion must have... Even rumors of this organization having the power of dragons would be chaotic. You can't just hope it. Lucane says that if the Mornion took over the Mage's Tower.
Oh, how can I help you?
You infiltrate the Mage's Tower to find the Dragon's Crown.